Afternoon, Michael. After the wins against City, Arsenal, does this win perhaps feel most significant, especially with the team's struggles this season against teams like Fulham?
Listen, I'm not sure it's more significant, but I think I understand why you're kind of asking it. That's probably not to that extreme, but I knew today was going to be really a tough game. You're kind of getting questions all week and people expecting, what are you going to do about breaking down a low block and teams that come in. Fulham was never going to do that. They've showed that this is a really, really good team. So we knew today was going to be a big challenge, and I knew it wasn't going to be easy. It wasn't going to go smoothly. And even at 2-0, they were 5-1 down against City and ended up coming back to 5-4. So we kind of knew that in going into the game, and I think the character to show that once we've had that big setback, it was a huge setback, and in 90th minute or whenever it was, to do that on the back of what we did last week off a setback is probably the most pleasing thing, to keep the belief, keep the confidence. Listen, the rest of the game we can play better at times, we can do things a lot better in certain moments, but I can't fault the players. The spirit is taking us through today, and it's a good feeling when it does.
Talk about confidence. How much do you think confidence for Benjamin Šeško after getting that winner? Because he has not had a lot of games in the last few weeks, but for him that must have been the moment he's been doing that.
Huge moment. I'm so pleased. Everyone in the changing room, players, staff, absolutely delighted from him, and the reception he got when he came back in the change room kind of told us everything. He's even confident, to be honest. The confidence, it wasn't so much that. I think he's been fantastic. We've worked with him a lot in different ways over the last couple of weeks. He's been bright in training, he's looked dangerous, he's done extra. The coaches have done a lot of bits from on the side, and Trav particularly, he's done a lot of work one-on-one with him, and Ben's a big talent, and he's got so many positive things, and today's a huge goal because that feeling, you kind of, as a striker, you're here to score a win in front of the Stretchford end late like that. It's kind of what you dream of, really. And after missing a chance, which is what it is for strikers, miss chances, to go again and put that away, absolutely so pleased for him. He really deserves it.
Michael, since Ruben left, there's been a lot of talk externally about the Manchester United DNA and what that is and whether you can reconnect it. And some people laugh at that and say it isn't anything, but when Manchester United score at Old Trafford in the last in injury time, that feels like Manchester United. That is Manchester United. Is that how you see it?
It's the best feeling, I have to say. Some of the best moments here that I've been lucky to be part of. The game, you can dissect the performance, and there's pluses and there's not. When you get a moment of the elation and the excitement like that, it's for me, there's no better place, in front of the Stretchford end like that. It's and it ends up meaning more. I think people leave here with more than just United won today, and it kind of puts layers on top of that, and the connection and the feeling, the emotion. It's why we all love it so much, and especially the supporters. So it goes a long way. There's been plenty. The excitement, that's part of this club, and it's not always the easiest way, but we'd like to win games a little bit more comfortably than that, but certainly when they come along, it's pretty special.
Michael, you've played a lot of games like that here that end dramatically and end with a winner. I'm just wondering what it's like to manage in one. How do the emotions differ, kind of being on the touchline to being on the pitch?
Yeah, slightly different. I think when you're in the thick of it, and as a player, you're right in the moment, and you don't always see the bigger picture. You're a little bit differently in terms of attachment to the game. But I was pretty calm all the way through. Disappointed, obviously, with the second goal, but I was aware there was still 8 minutes to go at that point when they scored. And if anything, I was thinking there's a long time to go, and we still had the players on the pitch at that point that I think could really make the difference for us. So I was still really positive that I thought we'd find a moment. And listen, when it's hard to hold your kind of your emotions together when the goal goes in like that. So I think we all celebrated when that went in. But yeah, I did feel we'd have a moment. We tend to, in them type of games, you always have a moment. It's just whether you can take it, and Ben certainly did that from Bruno's great work down the right.
Paul? Mike, you talked about being calm there. You do seem quite calm throughout the whole game, and Is that important to you to kind of like project that to the players, and do you think they kind of feed off that as well?
Yeah, listen, there's times to be calm, there's times to be emotional, and there's times to be angry, there's times to be upset, there's times, that is part of the game, and I think it can't be underestimated that you've got to bring that emotion at times, but certainly that composure and that calmness for the players to be able to think clearly. It's getting the balance, and I think we've got the balance pretty well over the last 3 games of playing with that bit of fire and bit of hunger, but making good decisions as well. And I'm not sure we all made good decisions when that goal went in terms of how we celebrated, but it's that's what you strive for, That's why we all love the game, for moments like that. So when they do come, you've got to make the most of them.
Jamie, and then last one for Gavin.
Michael, everything that you're touching on is turning to gold. Could it continue to the end of the season?
Oh, listen, we've all been in this game a long time, and you never take anything for granted at all. We can perform better than what we did today, I think. Well, that's credit to Fulham being such a good team. So I'm sitting here and thinking it's a good sign. We feel we can get better. That doesn't mean that all of a sudden we get better and we keep winning games. I think understanding what got us to this point is important, and the hard work and the kind of work for each other that the lads are certainly putting in. I think that's important. But listen, I'm not getting carried away. It's great when you're in a position and you're winning games for sure, but it doesn't mean you necessarily just win the next one. So we'll have another good week and prepare for that.
Does the ceiling for this team, how good it could be, excite you? It seems like a talented bunch. Can you see?
No, there's huge talent within the team. I think we showed that in this short space of time in different ways, and big goals and some great play. I think consistency and over a game, even in terms of with the ball, without the ball, and in moments that we'd like to look a little bit better. That's normal, but that's up to us to try and put that in place, But the boys they're desperate to learn, desperate to keep improving, and you always feel you got a chance in the game when you got players on the pitch can produce moments. So the more of them, the better for me.
Hi Michael, I think Kobbie Mainoo had a brilliant performance today. I just wondered what you thought of his performance. He's obviously played well in the previous 2, but today I think it was a big step up. How important do you think he is, just going into being a key leader in the club's future?
Yeah, I think Kobbie's performance was very, very good today in so many ways. Again, I think you could say that the way Fulham played and overload the middle at times and the movements, and there was a lot of work for Kobbie and Cassie to do, in particular in the middle of the pitch. So that was without the ball, and I thought he done terrific in that. And then with the ball, just that I've spoken about it before, about the ability to just cope. He's not really fazed by it. He plays his game and he understands what's needed, and it's the moments of quality. It's kind of what we come to expect from him in many ways, and what I kind of come to expect. But you forget how young he is still, and he's still got loads to come. But seeing him today and playing with that kind of confidence and the belief is a real joy to watch, to be honest, for any young player.
One more for Craig.
You've touched on Kobbie there, Michael. Another player you've brought back in is Harry Maguire as well. I noticed in the wake of the goal, while everyone was celebrating, Harry actually ran to you guys to be part of that sort of tactical conference, if you like. How big has his rate reduction been, and can it be timely in a World Cup year, perhaps?
Yeah, I haven't given the World Cup so much thought, to be honest, just yet. But yeah, listen, we've got some really good centre backs at the club, and obviously a couple of young ones on the bench today, which have got big futures hopefully at this club. So we just felt at the time we came in, I thought our experience was important. And the other 2 boys, as I say, will have a lot of games and a lot of performances in their career here, because they've got really bright futures. But Harry's came in after playing not a lot of football really, and came into it and done ever so well. He is what he is, he's such a big presence, and been there, seen there, done it as well. Similar, I think that helps within the group when we've got some young players who are still learning. So I think he's had a big influence with that, and just that composure, as I say, to understand the moments and not be fazed by it. Being a big presence there with him and Leacher, particularly at the back, of give us the foundation to build on. So listen, see what the future holds in terms of World Cup. But when he's like that and the way he's played, he's certainly one of the best for me.
Thanks everyone.
All right, cheers guys.